Hello everybody, Elias5891 here with another KTANE module tutorial. This time, hitting the simple module 10 button color codes. Unsurprisingly, it has 10 colored buttons. Imagine that. It does require the serial number, no other edge work. It's a two-stage module. You're going to follow a list of rules, changing the colors on these between the three that it cycles. Green, blue, red. I already forgot what that was originally. I think it was green. We got 10 rules here. We're going to use these conditions to tell us where to start the rules. Then we're going to go through them all once, double up on whatever we started with, and then submit our answer. Because I don't want to waste time, I'm going to go ahead and show that if, say, let's put a random guess in here. If you get it wrong, it resets back to its initial state for that stage. So, if you lose track of where you were, you're not completely screwed over. Let's jot down serial number 5H2HX9. Kind of important because we're going to start with the last digit of the serial number as the stage we're doing. That'll be rule 9. So we press button to change color, as you saw. Do them one at a time. We're going to do, in this case, rule 9 twice. This is the order they cycle through. I'm going to come back to this point. So let's actually go through and do one. So, what I'd like to do is, as the expert, I'll read these out, kind of like follow the leader. I'll just read the rules and get pauses on the longer ones. Is there a 2x2 grid of the same color? No. We loop through the rules. When we hit past 9, we go back up to 0. Change the rule of every button except 9. So these are numbered 1 through 5, 6 through 10, so change all of them but 9. Like so. If two buttons horizontally adjacent from each other have the same color, make the right one red, or green if it's already red. So if there's two side by side that are adjacent, we're going to make the second one, the right one, red, unless it's already red, in which case we're going to make it green. Now, you'll notice this rule has a couple different asterisks here. First off, we apply rules to the leftmost area when there's a decision. Most of the rules that have the little cross asterisk thing, they're applied once per row, max. The 2x2 grid only happens once, and the one with columns can do once per column. So anything with the little cross, we only do it once per row. So if there'd been like another 2x2 here, we wouldn't have done that. Another 2x2 here, we wouldn't have done that. But anyway, we swapped these two. That was rule 1. Rule 2. Are at least 3 buttons in the top row the same color? No. Switch columns 1 and 4. So we need to change columns 1, green, red, with 4, red, red. They're swapped. Columns 3 and 5, blue, blue with blue, blue. Easy enough. And swap the colors in the second column. Red, green becomes green, red. We just swap them. Rule 4, if an entire row is the same color, no. Rule 5, if two vertically adjacent are the same color, yes. Change the top one to blue and the bottom one to red, unless the last digit is serials. Even it's not, so we can ignore the rest. Change the top one, if the two vertically adjacent buttons are the same color, change top to blue, bottom to red. So we got 3 sets of those. Top one to blue, bottom one to red. If no buttons are red, nope. If over 5 buttons are green, nope. If a 3x1 array of buttons anywhere are the same color, yes. I've got a huge array down here. But remember, we take the leftmost stuff. Change the color of the middle one to whatever color comes next. So we're just going to change this one to whatever comes next. 2x2 grid. No. So we're done. We submit. Finished. We go through a second round. Let's do a second round real quick. Sum of all digits in the serial number using the least significant. So modulo 10, 5 and 2 and 9, 7 and 9, 16, rule 6. And Important note, for the second stage, we're reading them in reverse order. So we're going to go up the list and set down the list. So, rule 6. No buttons are red. False. 2 vertically adjacent are the same color. Make the top one blue, bottom one red. I've got one set of that. Top one blue, bottom one red. Entire row the same color. No. Swapping columns 1 and 4. Blue to blue. Swap the red and the green. Columns 3 and 5. Ooh, a little more complicated. So my green and my red switch. My red and my blue switch. There we go. And swap the colors in the second column. So red, blue, like that. If at least 3 buttons in the top row are the same color, no. 2 buttons horizontally adjacent. Here's kind of the example I was talking about as well, where if you've got 2 sets, you're going to do just the leftmost one. If 2 buttons horizontally adjacent have the same color, they do. Change the right one to red or green if it's already red. This one's going to change to red, this one's going to change to green because it was already red. Change color of every rule once except for 6. 2x2 grid matching? Nope. 3x1 grid matching? Yes. Change the color of the middle one once. If over 5 buttons are green? Nope. If no buttons are red? Nope. Easy peasy. Took a little while, but, kind of reading it out, there's a lot of rules. You gotta take a little time with some of them. Depending on how comfortable your diffuser is with the module, they may be able to go a little faster on some of them, but not all of them. Now, I said I'd come back to this. Pressing the buttons on the module in accordance to the rule is not necessary, as long as you have the correct combination when you submit. What is that saying? Well, what that's trying to tell us is that we don't actually have to do it interactively on the module. We could have the diffuser read us all the information, as the expert, do all the steps ourselves, and then just read the correct answer back. So let's try one like that. I will admit, I'm not very good doing it this way. It's a little trickier, it's a little easier to screw up, but we'll give it a go. Alright, so there's a serial number, and pin color. We've got blue, green, 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 blue, blue, green, blue, red, red. Alright, first stage, we start with the last digit, that's 6. We go down. Let's go ahead and take note. Serial number is even, so that part's going to apply to this rule when we get there. If no buttons are red, false. Over 5 buttons are green, false. 3x1 array of buttons, yes, the greens. Change the color of the middle one to whatever comes next. I don't know what comes next. Oh wait, it's up here. Red, green, blue. Let's try that again. 3x1 array of buttons. Here in the top row, GGG. Change the middle one to whatever color comes next. Green becomes blue, according to that ordering. 2x2 grid, no. Change color of every button once except for 6. So, red, blue, red, blue, red, skip 6, blue, red, green, green. If 2 buttons horizontally adjacent have the same color, top row does not, bottom row here with the 2 B's. Change the right one to red. If at least 3 buttons on the top row are the same color, they are. I have 3 reds. Change the first and second button by pressing them once and twice respectively. So change the first red once. Change the second red twice, green then blue. Switch the first and fourth columns. So green, blue, blue, green. Okay, so that's going to become the blue, green, and this is going to become the green, blue. Change the third and fifth columns. That's blue, red to red, green. My blue, red becomes red, green. My red, green becomes, oops. My blue, red becomes red, green. My red, green becomes blue, red. If an entire row is the same color, no. If 2 vertically adjacent buttons are the same color, no, actually. I don't have any vertical matches. If no buttons are red, false. Alright, so we've got the answer. Alright, your answer is going to be blue, blue, red, green, blue, green, red, green, blue, red. Well, I messed it up. I was afraid I was going to, and it's very easy to do. So let's do it on the actual module, see if we can figure out where we erred. If no buttons are red, false. If over 5 buttons are green, false. If 3 by 1 are the same color, we have exactly one, change the color of the middle one to the next color. 2 by 2 grid, nope. Change color of every button once except for the rule you started on, except for 6. If 2 buttons horizontally adjacent have the same color, change the right one to red. If at least 3 buttons in the top row are the same color, change the color of the first and second of those buttons by pressing them once and twice, respectively. Switch the first and fourth column, that becomes blue, that becomes green, that becomes green, that becomes blue. Blue red switches with red green. And that's what I forgot to do. And swap the colors of the second column. Oops, that should have been red, blue, which I think would actually have given us the correct answer. Rows same color, no. Vertically adjacent, no. And no buttons are red, no. So I forgot to do the very last part of the very last rule that applied. It happens. Alright, let's try that again. Redemption. 6 and 6 and 4 and 6 makes 22. So we're going to start at rule 2 and go up. Remember, we're doing some of the serial number digits. Let's try an kind of drop off as well. Green, red, green, blue, blue, green, green, green. So let's try this again. If at least 3 buttons on the top row are the same color, they are. Hit the first one once, second one twice. Green becomes blue, green becomes red. Rule 1, if 2 buttons horizontally adjacent have the same color, change the right one to red or green if it's already red. Top row, here's 2 adjacent, change the right one to red, already is, so we make it green. And then down here, change the right one to red. Change the color of every button once except for 2. So blue becomes red, we skip 2, blue, green, blue, red, green, blue, blue, blue. Rule 9, 2 by 2 grid, nope. 3 by 1 array, here we go. Change the color of the middle to whatever comes next, so this blue becomes red. If over 5 buttons are green, nope. If no buttons are red, nope. 2 vertically adjacent, yes, we've got that at least a couple times. Change the top one to blue, bottom one to green, because our serial number is even. So top one to blue, bottom one to green. 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 That's rule 5. We're trying to make it to rule 2. So that's rule 5. Let's keep going. Rule 4, entire rows same color, no. Rule 3, the big swap. Columns 1 and 4 swap, so blue-green with green-red. Columns 3 and 5, blue-green with blue-green, easy enough. And the colors in the second row, plop. And then back to rule 2, which is where we'll finish. If at least 3 buttons on top are the same color, they are. Change the first one once, and the second one twice. Let's see if we did it right this time. Green, green, red, green, blue, red, red, green, green, green. And notice, obviously I've cycled some of those more than just the 1 or 2 times to get to the correct color. But that doesn't matter so long as you end up with the right answer at the end. That's kind of what that one note is telling you. I really like that. It kind of makes it like Follow the Leader, where you can do it interactively, or you can do it as a kind of a non-interactive module, a kind of drop-off module. It lends itself to multiple styles of play, which is always a very nice touch, I think. But that could just be me. Anyway, that's really it for 10-button code. It's not a super hard module. You just gotta be careful following the rules. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, leave them down below as always. Until next time, guys, it's been Elias. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Don't explode. Bye, guys.